Welcome to a very questionable story summary of the Doctor, Il Dottore, the second Fatui Harbinger. Before the game, the Doctor first makes a splash in the Genshin Impact webtoon, where they're battling orphans in some underground arena. He needs more orphans, so he crashes a big party in Mondstadt with his assistant Krupp and demands to meet the Seneschal because Mondstadt is indebted to the Fatui. They sit around awkwardly for a while, but then Dottore gets mad because apparently people look down on orphan battling. So he storms off, but comes back just in time to neutralize his captured assistant. He gets excited seeing Diluc's delusion, which he seems to not know about for some reason, and then skips off while being real edgy about visions and gods. Stuff happens, and we meet Collei and learn her tragic backstory. Meanwhile, Dottore is off in the wilderness doing some bullshit and making a Robo-Krupp. Maybe one day Signora will be playable after Dottore makes Robo-Signora. He leaves Robo-Krupp to cause Robo-Mayhem in Mondstadt, and that's about it for him here. I mean, not actually, because we learned that Dottore famously killed Ursa the Drake, but not before the Fatui used Ursa to orchestrate Krapus's death. We see him again shark-frowning about some things, though with much less excitement. And also, for some reason, he doesn't care about that delusion anymore. Calling him moody is an understatement. Fast forward like 20 million years, and we get up to the 2.8 patch update, with hardly any crumbs. We got the Wise Doctor's Pinion, which tells the story of Pierro finding Dottore exiled from the academia in the desert. The Jester flexes his sense of humor by giving this college dropout the name Doctor. Oh, and Dottore promises to make something that surpasses a god. Also, we got Child telling us that he likes to play with old things? Well, we don't judge here, so sure. Before the 3.0 update, our minds collectively melted with the Winter Lazo teaser trailer, where Yassified Dottore says some cryptic bullshit about Scaramouche. If you can't handle me at my hee-hoo-ha-ha, you don't deserve me at my experiments in blasphemy. Oh yeah, and he also apparently burns down an Airman Sultry at some point in the past, present, and/or future. Oh, and we also learn about his segments, or his clones, that he makes throughout his life, which really make us wonder just how moody he was in the webtoon, and how, maybe, Favonius infiltratey he was. In Sumeru, he finally appears in Archon Quest Act 3 to the cheers of twisted Dottore stands. Oh hey look, it's me! This is the Omega build, and he must have dramatically projected his title to us via the Akasha terminal, because how else would we know that he's number 2? Back to the story, it turns out Dottore and the sages are up to no good in Sumeru, and we learn that they're using the collective Sumeru City brain to power their new god. The Scaramouche shrimp Hypatia makes us do drugs, and we hallucinate seeing Scaramouche's memories, and eventually see that Dottore has hooked up Scaramouche to weird god juice tubes, and also a mecha. On top of that, they're using Divine Knowledge capsules downloaded from Mad Scholar brain hard drives to also feed Scaramouche Divine Wisdom. They are making a god. Oh no, we are so fucked. But Dottore is a man of many talents and interests, to put very generously. In addition to god building and being an Akasha terminal hacker man, his curiosities include Conrian deathbots, Aranara, weaponizing dreams, and curing Eleazar. During the finale of Aranyaka, we learn from Alfonso, aka Trofin Snizhevich, that the Doctor ordered him to kidnap the children of Vimara village. Why, you ask? He wants to lure out Aranara so he can study their dream powers and utilize them for civil and military applications. Dottore breaks his pen fantasizing about transcending the human mind beyond earthly boundaries. Going back to that weird thing Child said, Dottore was also clearly interested in ruin machines. Like, almost maybe too much. In the 3.0 update, we also got a series of records scattered throughout Devantaka of a student researcher named Zandik. He wants to study machines in secret, knowing that it's an academia no-no, and praises their godless beauty. Apparently he's also handsome, and went on a date with a scholar named Sore, but he simply couldn't resist the seduction of the machines. She maybe by tigers, but definitely by strangulation. Zandik gets yeeted from the academia for his heresy, and the message board links him to the outbreak of Eleazar. Given what we know, Zandik very well may have been Dottore while he was still in school. Stay in school, kids. Speaking of Eleazar, Dottore had used Archon juice to suppress Eleazar and Cole and other patients prior to the webtoon. I mean, and it worked, technically, for a while. Anyway, visiting the Eleazar hospital, we find records of a farmer who had Eleazar and was treated by Dottore. He recovered and escaped, Shawshank Redemption style, via the sewer cave of the hospital. As we wait for the story to continue, Dottore has learned of Nahida's whereabouts and abilities and has trapped her little consciousness, including her anxiety dookies. Who knows what Dottore will do next and how the Traveler's Gang will confront the sages, but I can say one thing confidently. We may be very close to Dottore MMDs dancing to Hatsune Miku. Thank you.